Welcome back to Hi-Fi Rush. Flushed with cash, we are able to buy out the remaining items that we need from the store, which gets us almost a maxed out life gauge. As we're about to get ready for the home stretch of this game, I am excited. Are you excited, Kaboom?
I am hype.
Even though this involves Chai's master plan?
I cannot wait to see where this is going and for it to blow up in everyone's faces.
Well, there's one problem with that. I forgot to mention at the start, but Hi-Fi Rush is actually a 2-disc game, and they ran into some serious budget cutbacks when they had to start working on the second.
Wait, but I thought we were operating on Blu-ray discs, so you didn't need the second disc.
Breaking through all of security? Not on our schedule.
Oh my god, it's fucking Xenogears.
Or in this case.
Oh, Jesus.
God
fucking damn it.
Shoot you out of a cannon right to where we need to go.
Do you have
Peppermint.
any idea how painful it has been for these past 2 months waiting for you to get back so I could just hit you with this?
I don't have words. Was this game actually made for me personally? Because the Twin Peaks reference was one thing, but this is a whole level. Like, we need to build a new tier of thing that for this to be.
I mean, by the end, this game is for both of us. But yes, I did say 2 months, because that's another thing for everyone listening or watching this at home. This is the first time that we're recording commentary for this Let's Play since it went live. And that means we're also in a post-Tango's Not Dead world. So yeah, everything we based this LP on from the very beginning as being in memory of the company. Yeah, that was a fucking lie.
Complete mockery of the grieving process.
Literally, the universe conspiring to make sure that not one, but 2 of my Let's Plays as they go live have something massively outdated about them.
Let's go 3 for 3 and do a Vagrant story for our next one.
Oh, Jesus. Is this the only way we're going to get a sequel to that?
Hey, I'm here now.
I mean, they did say recently that they have a fondness for it, but they have no interest in pursuing a second title, so we've got nothing to lose. And also, I would like 100,000 quid if anyone's out there, seeing as how that seems to be a thing that keeps happening.
Maybe, I don't know. I've definitely started to wonder at times if like my LPs have some power of possibly being able to bring new games into existence or something to that effect. People have tried to get me to do more of that, suggesting maybe that I should play a Ninja Gaiden game again to see if that does anything.
Yep. Well, I mean, I can't remember when it was, but we did. It was one of the, I think it was either Wanted, no, I think it was Wanted Dead. We were talking about how my ideal game would be like this really cool body horror RPG, where you have to alter your physiology with cyborg and bio-augmentation bits and so forth. And lo and behold, start of last month, there was a game announced called Graft, which is exactly that. So,
oh my god.
So again, if anyone has a spare 100 grand they've got kicking around, please send it my way. That would be fantastic.
Yeah. Strange times we live in, indeed.
Yeah.
But I guess we should get back to the game, though. After that, after that old tangent, just yeah. As has been made clear while you were being taken aback by the Xenogears reference.
Yeah, completely.
Chai's master plan is the dumbest thing imaginable, but is also very fitting for this guy's brain. We're going to hijack a cannon and shoot into Vandelay's office.
So we're not using the Super Rickenbacker Mark IV mech in order to storm the castle?
I feel like in order to make that work, they would have to develop like a subset of game systems to make it suddenly become a mecha game, and I already mentioned that this game has clear budget limitations, some that they were very willing to like make mockeries of, even knowing full well that they had to do such a thing.
Let's be honest, them suddenly going full-on Voltron would not be a remotely surprising thing at this point.
Still a better game than Armored Core 6.
You would not let it lie.
Yeah, I'm never gonna let it go. You fuckers at home. People watching this right now. 9 Gear Crow, I know you're watching this.
This is entirely a you thing, so any probations that get handed out, please do not address them in my direction. That would be fantastic.
That would be funny as hell, though, and I would actually invite it if my first and only probation in my history on something awful is because I said a game was bad.
6-hour probation. Reason. Mod sass. Fuck you.
Oh well.
Cinnamon's almost done.
That said, though, besides our other gripes and nonsense, this chapter that we're right now is like I said, this is the final stretch of the game, and it is firing on all cylinders the whole way because we've got some terrific music choices coming up, and by this point, we're getting like our final set of like elite enemies being introduced, such as a Firebird.
I think I found the interference. Fantastic, Mr. Guy.
So do we get to tell them to flock off?
Not fantastic.
You've got this, guy.
Because that's about the only reference so far we haven't got.
Yeah, I don't think Chai would exactly be the best person to say that. Maybe Corsica. Like if you had summoned her in and if she just shouted "flock off," like.
Corsica,
I mean, it would fit.
Peppermint, definitely.
It would fit. This bird's covered in fire. We know who's best at putting out fires.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's where I come.
Yeah, that said, though, it's like with these like bird enemies, kind of much like how I'd gone into it a bit when we fought Corsica, not Corsica, when we fought Mimosa last time, how it is just like, I do still kind of wish, looking back on this game's like combat options, that like there was just a bit more to work with as far as like being able to fight in the air. Because in terms of just pure mobility, you don't really have much to go on aside from using your extra jump and magnet to pull yourself to the enemy. You know, because at least like a Devil May Cry or Bayonetta, you have moves that are designed to also double as an attack as they change your position. You know, like your Air Stinger or Killer Bee.
I mean, with those two, you know, you can basically fight almost solely in the air if you want.
Yeah, but like the way that you could at least keep fighting so completely in the air is if you have enough reverb to just keep an entire jam combo going for the whole duration.
This is the greatest plan ever.
This is the dumbest plan ever.
4-1, Jai. No, I guess 4-2. I feel like 808's kind of into this.
Oh, 808 is so into this shit.
Yeah. Also, pretty fantastic transition from 3D to 2D. This game doesn't miss.
Oh, the huge manatee.
But, alas, we all know the kind of idiot Chai is. The universe will at least correct itself partially to make sure that he gets closer to his objective somehow.
Well, as the saying goes, I'd rather be lucky than good.
I hope no one noticed.
So who's ready for the Prodigy to make an appearance in this game?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I've always said that this should have absolutely been on a soundtrack for something like this. And I'm so glad that they are listening to me. Because I am right in all things.
I mean, they listen to me as well. You know, however, possibly slightly overplayed Invaders Must Die might be, it's still a fucking fantastic song and it works here.
It's perfect for an action game.
Yeah. And it also kind of reinforces, like, a comment that I had made, you know, like when we were at the halfway point of the game about the Edgar Wright kind of style influences and how he made Scott Pilgrim, and how, like, one of the things I remember most in the lead up to Scott Pilgrim vs. the World was one of the trailers very prominently featuring this song, and it fit there just as well.
See, I never watch trailers unless it's something I'm really excited for. I've said before that, like, the last time I did anything like that was, well, movie-wise, it was Matrix Reloaded, and that was a fucking mistake. And then video game-wise, it was Death Stranding, and, well, enough said with that one.
Sure.
So, you know, anything that, any kind of trailer, I just don't bother watching it.
Yeah. I mean, I at least watch trailers where necessary, especially if it's for stuff that I know is very gameplay focused, because I do want to have extra footage to analyze and figure out, okay, so like, to what extent is there, like, what is going to be possible with this game?
Yeah.
I'm less interested in, like, story teasers or bullshit. I just want to see, like, footage.
Yeah, I will say that I did wind up catching the trailer for Slitterhead recently. Simply because I was like, okay, this looks like a weird horror, action horror game. Can't wait to see how they're going to fuck it up.
Oh, yeah.
And the
it looks
trailer,
shitty
like,
PS2 survival horror core as fuck.
Yeah, which I was like, okay, maybe they're actually going to pull this one off.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
The rest of the band's chipping in.
I love this kind of almost round robin stuff,
What?
Oh, yeah. There's
where everyone teams up to...
There's definitely like at least one other moment kind of right near the end where it also kind of channels that energy as well.
Yeah, that kind of like the Super Robot War games do it all the time, where everything is like everyone's facing their darkest hour, and then reinforcements appear, and you're like, oh shit, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course the bad guys get their reinforcements, and then you get a last minute save, and I'm a complete sucker for that shit.
And along the way, you somehow end up fighting the cook.
Yep.
You do not want to fuck with this chef.
I've seen Under Siege, and even though it was Steven Seagal, it taught me you don't mess with the cook.
Oh yeah. Like this is obviously, you know, it's an existing enemy type as we've seen. You know, it's a big elite samurai style enemy.
And he seems to have like 10 times the health of anything else so far.
Yeah, like this is the only time you ever fight this variant, but I am so glad they just came up with it anyway. They at least had enough money to give it an apron and chef hat and swap out the swords with utensils. Yeah, like again, it's like this entire Invaders Must Die section is just one of the absolute best, you know, because I mean, like we already got glimpses of like just how amazing the fight sections where there's like a specific licensed track can be all the way back to well no, it wasn't licensed actually. It was mostly just how like heavily choreographed the start of track 6 was when we got onto the lift.
Well, 1 Million was very suiting. But this, I mean, the song always did have like storming the base energy. Mm-hmm. You know, like this is your big hero moment song.
Definitely. And also, you know, we'll give samples of them in the Let's Play when it comes to it in the post game. But obviously, there is the matter of streamer mode and like the fact that they had to make like substitute songs that, for me personally, a lot just feel like way too weird to listen to because they are trying to mimic as much of like the beat and pacing and like all the other things about the song without being the song.
Yeah,
but
the own
but
brand
the thing
version.
that they do to replace Invaders Must Die is like that is like the most listenable to me. Probably because just like this song, there is barely anything in the way of lyrics, and that's the part that actually takes me out of those streamer mode songs the most.
Yeah. I think this was actually one of the first games to have a streamer mode for its licensed music, wasn't it? Am I making that up?
It's the. I mean, it feels like the most notable one that comes to mind.
That might be what I'm thinking of.
I think maybe, I don't know, maybe like some other rhythm game. I forget because I barely played it, but I don't know if Metal Hellsinger also had like a streamer mode, because I know that like the metal songs like for that soundtrack I think were contributed by real artists, or maybe they didn't need to because they explicitly like made them for the game itself, so there was like no conflict of them like possibly like, being sold as like its own separate album and licensed.
As far as I'm aware, it was mostly original themes. They maybe had some, because I know they did a few expansions for it, some DLC, so maybe they added in some licensed songs there, but you know, prove me wrong, internet.
Even the executives are prone to doing awful puns.
Everyone's IQ has lowered in the last 2 months. I feel like I should be surprised, but I'm really not.
Yeah. Naturally, Peppermint and Corsica just hated the most. Then, oh, look who it is.
It's been quite a while, but I can tell you're in quite a predicament.
Did you just sacrifice yourself for my escape?
Unfortunately not. I was merely on the way to get lunch.
Oh, well. Still, thanks.
Always glad to be helpful.
Could have scored some points there, Smidge.
Yeah. Anyway, hope you get some lunch, and good luck on making Hi-Fi Rush 2, Johannes.
We're with you, buddy.
Yeah. Maybe not Smidge, but we're definitely with you. Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Got him, Ty.
God, yeah, this whole... Oh, man. It's funny, especially with just, like, this section, that you would think with, like, how much it is, like, focused on, like, building everything around the song Invaders Must Die, that this would basically be like the entirety of the rest of the stage. But no, there's still gonna be one entire half after this that's like, you know, switches gears completely, and helps, because I've made mention before about how like a good number of levels in this game, I think the ones that have the best pacing are the ones that kind of know when to switch up the music at like the halfway points. So as much as I would be down for like, you know, having just this entire level be short and sweet and just focused on Invaders Must Die, or better yet, if we had found like, actually maybe I could like prod you on this, because I feel like you would know very well. What do you think would be another Prodigy song that would be an appropriate fit for Hi-Fi Rush?
Personally, I would probably go for one of the classics like Voodoo People, or Fuel My Fire would be perfect for this as well.
Oh, yeah.
Which,
yeah,
again, one of my favorites from the Prodigy.
Yeah.
Spitfire, even.
Yeah. Well, at least I'm glad to see just when I asked you the question that you, like, you know, brought that, and not, like, you know, something even more obvious like Firestarter, because that already had quite a bit of saturation with Wipeout and such in the 90s. And it's a good song as well, but again, you know, there's still plenty of other good shit that the Prodigy have done.
Oh, yeah.
And this is our final new regular enemy, you know, like a armored version of the kimono. I forget what like the difference of like the name is, but like it has some other interesting gimmicks of its own that are designed to encourage, you know, like use of macaron. Mainly, grabbing its missile spikes and chuck it right back at him.
Okay, that is DMC4 as fuck.
Yeah. This is like, you know, if we want to start filling the rest of this LP with like small wish list ideas for what we want in the sequel, I would love if we could have like opportunities in that game where not just like catching like enemy projectiles to throw back, but even just environmental props. Just be able to summon Macaron when he's near them, so he can just grab and chuck the thing at whoever's the priority target.
And yeah, just have him like pick up a vending machine and brain something with it.
Yeah. Like, yeah, God, that would be so fucking sick.
Kinda. Looks like it's across from an atrium you're coming up to.
Definitely like to see an expansion of the grab mechanics, because that was easily the best thing about Devil May Cry 4 and 5.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, well, even then, it's like, obviously with like this game's priorities, I don't think he could get something that is quite as one-to-one as the Devil Bringer, but I like, just as far as adding more dynamicism to how fights go, you know, environmental props that you can just like toss around and fuck up, I mean, that's a good way to go about it.
Yeah, turning the battlefield into, well, nothing but a source of weaponry would be fantastic.
Yeah. But we're already halfway there. We just gotta get ready for what lies ahead as we fight in Roquefort.